Hi, lovable. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for joining. If you have a question, please send a heart me and I will add you to the list. Bless you. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for the heart me. Okay, Lissa, I have you on the list. Hey, Mama D. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Lissa? Okay. Hey, Clay, I have you on the list. How you doing? Okay. All right. What's your question, Lissa? I'm good. How are you? Hi, Den. All right. Thank you for the heart me. I put you on the list. Okay, Melissa. Well, my fiance. Well, my finances continue to come in. Higher soul spirit. What does Melissa need to know about her finances? Melissa needs to know about her finances. So they're showing me water pouring, and water is currency, which is associated with money. So I would say that's a yes. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Hi, Bria. You're welcome. All right. Hey, Clay is next. Thank you for the likes. Okay, please hold your question until I call your name. Is Hey Clay still here? By sending a heart me. My love life is non-existent. What do I need to do? Okay. What does Hey Clay need to know about? Hold on. What does Hey Clay need to know about her love life? Okay, Linda, I got you. I think there was somebody before Linda. Please hold your question until I call your name. Okay, it was Seashell. So, hey Clay, they're talking about like being very sensitive. Thank you. Is that, hold on, let me see what that name is. Unknown. They're talking about like you being very, very sensitive. Oh, thank you. That's so cute. It goes with my hairstyle. Hey, Totally Dimples. They're talking about like being hypersensitive, very defensive. So it's kind of like, do you feel like people like have to walk on eggshells around you because they're like afraid to say something offensive? Thank you for the gifts. You said no, I'm an introvert. I wouldn't say that being an introvert means that people don't walk on eggshells. So maybe that's something that you're not aware of. But do you find that you're like an introvert because you're trying to suppress a lot of emotions because you're more sensitive and can be offended easily? And if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. They may not want me to read your energy. Hey, beautiful. You said I sit back and observe people. Okay, but that's not quite answering my question. You know, you can sit back and observe people, but be internally offended and internally very emotional. So all I'm gonna say is, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But the energy is that you do hold a lot of things in. You take a lot of things personally. It's like the energy of you not, just not like crashing out on people, but it's like the energy of when you're in a relationship. If somebody says something that offends you, you just shut all the way down. Like, no other discussion. Thank you, little bit. I put you on the list. And so that's what I mean by, like, if that's the energy that you're giving people, where you're offended, but you won't actually articulate what the problem is, then people are like, I don't know how to deal with this person. I don't know how to take this person. So I'm just going to kind of like, hope that I don't say anything offensive. So, thank you for sharing a lot. Thank you though for trusting me with your energy. Hey Clay. Sorry, who was the next person? Who was the last person that sent a heart me? Should I just call you Heart since you don't have a name? You're welcome. All right. The next person is Denmex or Dennex. A little bit. Hold your question until I call you, please. All right, Sylvie, I got you. And then sending love. Please hold your question until I call your name. Is Dennex still here? If not, Seashell is next. Thank you for the likes. Okay, well, Brian want a relationship. Okay, so are you like talking to Brian right now? Thank you for the hand hearts. Okay, thank you for the heart me. I'll put you on the list, Bree. Higher Soul Spirit, what does Seashell need to know about their love life? Because if y'all aren't actively in a relationship, they may or may not want to answer about that, because that would be going into his energy. Unless he's sitting in your energy. Higher Soul Spirit. What does Seashell need to know about her love life? And if you want to speak to Brian specifically. So, Seashell, when you get into a relationship, like when you are in the talking phase of a relationship, do you get like really excited and kind of, and this is no shade, because I get really excited when I start talking to someone. But it's like giving the energy of you get really excited and it gets a little overwhelming for the other person. So let me know if that resonates. Please hold your question until I call your name. Okay, you say yes. Okay, so I would just say, like, let this person have some space, and the best thing to do is to not be attached to the outcome, because I think, I can speak for myself as well. Like if I'm excited about a person, if I really like a lot of aspects about them, and I can see a future with them, then I can, it can get a little like emotional. So, I think a lot of us have a tendency to do that, especially in the beginning, um, when something is fresh and new. So I would just say, consider not, just consider like allowing the person to message you, and then you message them back. And then if they don't message you back right away, chill. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're sleeping, maybe they're working. A lot of times that type of energy comes from like our childhood stuff. Okay, Shorty, thank you. I got you on the list. It comes from our childhood stuff, like not wanting to be neglected or abandoned or rejected. And so it translates into like, I gotta be around this person, I gotta be talking to them, I gotta be texting them, that type of thing. But it can get pretty overwhelming for people. But thank you for trusting me with your energy. And trust me, there's no judgment, because I'm talking to myself. I purport to be this chill, earthy, nonchalant person, but on the inside, I'll be like, woo! It'd be like a damn tornado sometimes on the inside. Shit. Damn. All right. So Linda, I think Linda's next. You said, yes, you're on the list. I just wrote you down as Heart, since you don't have an actual like screen name. Oh, Kazi. Okay. No problem. Yes, Miss Lady, you're on the list. Sylvie, you're on the list too. You said he started the constant text and calling, then fell back. Yeah, and that's crazy work when people do that. Like they get you all hyped and then act like it's too overwhelming. It's stupid. I really think that's a form of love bombing though, because people get used to doing that to people and get you all wrapped up and get the physical part, and then the thrill is over. Not saying that was your situation. That has been my situation. Shit. When they started, I was, yeah, right, exactly. But that is a form of love bombing. It's a form of manipulation for sure. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get the energy that it was, but that's what they do. They be out here testing the fucking waters and shit. All right, Debbie, I'll put you on the list, but please hold your questions until I call your name. Is Linda here? If not, I'm going to move on to Unknown. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, playing. We ain't got time for that shit. Excuse me. And I mean, you have free will, but like if somebody's acting like that, the recommendation would be that they need to keep it pushing, because yeah, it's almost like I feel like Spirit is saying it's a tactic to get women to chase them. So it's like love bomb, fall back, and then they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what she gonna do now. That shit, that's mind games. I ain't got time for that shit. You said that's my thing. I just wanted validation. Yeah. That's the energy. All right, Totally Dimples, you're up next. I hope y'all are having fun. Okay, should you continue working for him? Y'all don't talk about my nails. I tried to get them done yesterday. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Okay, who you asking about continuing to work for? Higher Soul Spirit. Okay. Higher Soul Spirit, should Totally Dimples continue to work for Dunyetta? Look, Spirit talking about the name tells you it all. Dunyetta. Are you Dunyetta? So let me know if this resonates for her energy. The energy is that, like, the idea of the company is decent, but she has like very poor business practices. Just like, I'm not saying this is the exact scenario, but the energy is like, accounting is all over the place, paperwork all over the place, disorganized, paying people late, not having stuff correct. Then when like auditors or something come in, they're like, redlining everything. You say yes. Yeah. I would say, of course you want to have another job lined up, but I definitely would say you need to move quickly towards that exit, because especially if she's dealing with something like government grants, or she's got a 501c3, or just, anything that requires a lot of paperwork and documentation and accountability, basically, is going to, like, she's going to end up, unfortunately, it's not going to last long. So you want to have something, you want to have a backup plan. Deshaun, did you send a heart me? But thank you for trusting me with your energy, Totally Dimples, and for always like being a moderator slash gift giver slash I appreciate you. Hey Yvonne, hey Deshaun. Oh, thank you for the roses. The next person is Lil Bit. Is she still here? Okay, Lil Bit, what's your question? Thank you for the roses. Yvonne, did you want to be on the list? I don't know. I missed your heart me if you sent it. Thank you for the roses. It's me and A. Okay, so I don't do those kind of questions, because if y'all aren't in an active relationship, Yeah, I just don't do those questions. But if you want me to ask them generally about like your love life, if that person is in your energy, then I can speak on it. So basically, I'm giving you the opportunity to ask a different question. So if y'all are not in an active relationship, then I'm not, because this is what happens. I would have to go and read his A's energy, whoever that is. So if y'all are in an active relationship, or I just generally ask about your love life, then I could possibly pick up on that energy if A is in your energy. But if y'all are not currently interacting, then I don't go into anyone else's energy that I haven't had gotten permission from. Thank you for the finger heart. I know other readers do that, but I'm just not the reader for that. Thank you for the heart, me. Okay, little bit. Did you want to ask a different question? If not, I'm going to move to the next person. Is it Kazi? Are you still here? All right, higher self spirit. What does little bit need to know? Thank you. Hey, Bookham. Thank you. I know you don't want to read it, so I'ma just take the heart me for what it is. Higher self spirit. What does a little bit need to know? Thank you for the heart me. Okay, Kendra, I'll put you on the list. I don't know. Thank you for the finger heart. Little bit, do you do any kind of spell work, or did you pay someone for spell work? Like a love spell or something? You said a long time ago. Okay, so I think that whatever that was is still affecting your energy, affecting your love life, because it may have been a situation where that person was very heavily protected, may have had like an instant return to sender. So like it's given the energy of like a spell that doesn't have to be exactly like this, but it was a spell like, may you never have success in a relationship, or like, it was something like that. Or like, never find love or something like that. Let me know if that resonates. Aja, I got you on the list. I hope I said that right. Asia. Okay. Oh, no, sorry about that. Asia. You said, I don't think it does. We just broke up today, so I don't know. What do you mean? What I'm saying is, if you did, can you answer my question about this type of spell work you did? Was it something like, you know, you wishing the person not find love or have a bunch of like destructive relationships or something like that? Because that's the energy that is giving, that is being returned to you. Okay, so what was the love spell, or what was the spell that you did a while ago? I'm not talking about on the current person. I think she did. Ani, what are you doing? Yeah. I mean, first of all, spell work, you can't, it's manipulation and spirit, and it's violating people's free will, and spirit does not like that. Um, and so when you do that, it's a crapshoot because it may be a very high ranking spiritual being and they have heavy protection, and that shit flip right back times a million. People are there's some very heavily protected people out here. Excuse me. Okay, a little bit. Maybe you left. Kazi. Okay, you said okay. I understand, but you're not really answering my question. So I'm gonna take that as a yes. But I would just say you need to really never do that shit again. And it is whatever happened back then when you did that work is still affecting your relationships. And so my best advice would be to like talk to your spirit guides and figure out what it is that you can do in order to rectify the situation. Um so yeah, I would go that route. Yeah, I mean, and it could just, yeah, like you said, it could be thoughts. It doesn't have to be actual like work. It could just be the thought of that it moves. The energy moves like spell work. So we all have to be careful, myself included. You're welcome. We all have to be careful, myself included, about how we think about people, how we speak about people. I'll be quick to curse people out, like cuss people out rather. Like, motherfucker, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch, something like that. But I'm not gonna be like wishing harm on people. I'm not hoping that they never have love or happiness or success. Like, that's some wicked shit. And like I said, you gonna fuck around and find out. Yeah, I'm not saying that that's your exact situation, but the fact that you're like evading my questions heavily, I'm just gonna keep it moving. And I feel like Spirit brought the spell work up because that's something that you need to address, because it's gonna continuously fuck with your love life, your energy, and that's a main reason for not doing it. And I feel like other people need to hear that shit. Okay, Kazi, I apologize. What's your question? I know I've called your name like 3 times. Thank you for the heart, me, Jesus. I put your name on the list. Is it Jesus? Is my gym crush attracted to me? Is that I'll look into it. It just depends on if this person is in your energy. So when you say gym crush, have you actually expressed to this person, or y'all just been flirting? Miss J Mama, did you send a heart me? I don't know. I might have missed it. You said mostly eye contact and small interactions. Okay. Higher self, spirit, what does Kazi need to know? If you want to let her know about this person. So it's giving the energy. Okay, Miss J Mama, I put you on the list. It's giving the energy that this person, I'm not saying this is the exact scenario, but it's giving the energy that this person is like very intense, very focused. And so like it's giving the energy of like if he goes to the gym, he finds you attractive, but he's like so focused on the gym workout that he's got like tunnel vision. Let me know if that resonates for what you know about the person, because it seems like he's like very particular about his body and stuff like that. Maybe a competitor. You said, yeah, it makes sense. Okay. So I feel like when he leaves the gym, he's like, damn, I should have said something. Or, like he'll be in his car and realize after the fact. But by that time, it's too late. So what I feel like Spirit is suggesting is if you feel comfortable with shooting your shot, try it. He may just need like a little nudge, to kind of like break focus for a minute. Cause I feel like his energy is like he stays at home all the time. He's not dating. He's not going out. He just really doesn't do much of anything. But he's very like tunnel vision focused. So I mean that's one thing to consider if y'all end up ever like dating or something, that he might not be like all that available. You said normally I don't like making the first move, but I'm willing to do it. Okay, well he must be that fine, girl. Ooh! Go on in. Cause I definitely feel like he likes you too. You don't have to let me know about that. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. And normally I don't encourage people to make the first move, like women. But if this person is in her energy, that means that he really likes her. So, and if Spirit is willing to talk about something that's a potential, that means he really likes her. So I think it's just a matter of breaking the ice or whatever. Like maybe ask him. What you could do is like you could do something subtle to open the conversation, like ask him where he got his sneakers or something like that. You can come up with something, girl. Okay, Nika, I got you on the list. You said, "Oh, girl, he's fine, fine." Say someone told me we look related. Oh, so y'all would be a good-looking couple. Okay, y'all would look good together. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay, so, oh, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. Okay, Sylvie, you're next. I appreciate you saying that, cousin. Okay, please hold your question until I call your name. Thank you, Asia. It is good. I put my little mint leaves in there and some blueberries. I usually get like the colossal blueberries. I don't have those today. But it's very refreshing. Thank you, Danny. I'll put you on the list. If Sylvie's not here, is Sending Love still here? Yes, it is delightful. It makes me feel like I'm doing something luxurious, Like I like fancy things. Oh, you said sorry, I'm driving. Oh, that's okay. All right. So is Bree here? If not, Miss Lady, you'll be next. The finer things exactly on a budget. You hear me? Cause honey, I plan on sitting on the veranda off of my second floor master suite boudoir with my water overlooking the balcony and seeing my infinity pool. Weird. Thank you for the hit finger hearts. All right, I'm moving on to Miss Lady. Are you able to put your question up? Yes, manifesting. Thank you for the repost. Okay. Yes. That's how you gotta speak it. Okay, we'll come back to Miss Lady. I think she said she was in the middle of something. Is Kat still here? Thank you for the roses. And thank you for the likes. Okay, if Kat isn't here, is Steph still here? Steph or Shorty? All right, is Debbie or Yvonne here? Okay, Shorty, what's your question? Thank you for the follow. Shorty, I don't see your question if you put it up. Thank you. I'll put you on the list, Ace. Yes, I do, Kendra. I should be coming to your name shortly because people aren't really here. Shorty, are you able to put like one word at a time? You might be filtered. Chosen one, yes. I have you on here. Okay, will I get into I see, will I get into year? So was there something in between that? Oh, okay. A year. Will I get into a relationship? Are you asking like within a year? Thank you. I'll put you on the list, Squish. Let me just ask them what you need to know about your love life. Higher soul spirit, what does Shorty need to know about your love life? You have like a really heaviness to your energy. It's almost like you had a really bad breakup or a passing of someone you were dealing with. So let me know. I feel like that energy is so heavy that that's kind of what's slowing you down. You said a situationship ended in March. But if it was a situationship, was it like a really tough breakup? Like, is a situation where you like the person and they just wanted physical? Hi, Autumn. Thanks for joining. Autumn, did you send a heart me? I'll put you on the list when you send a heart me. Thank you. He said he couldn't deal with the constant bashing of his parents. So he thought it'd be easier to let me go. So you were bashing his parents? Or he was bashing his parents? Oh, his mom hates you. Oh, Lord. Higher soul spirit, what does Shorty need to know about that situation? Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, her. Thank you for the heart me. I'll put you on the list. Um, it's given the energy that his mother has mental health issues. He says she really doesn't even know me, by the way. She hates me only because she hates my mom. Okay. Well, it's still giving the energy that she has mental health issues. I'm not saying go like put your life on hold for this person, but I do feel like the energy is like he'll eventually get tired of her, and there'll be a potential for reconciliation. But I think he just doesn't know how to manage it right now because she like legit has mental health issues. He says she threatened to do something to herself if he didn't leave me. Yeah, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's next level. Yes, but I definitely think that he's gonna grow some balls. Yeah, that is crazy as hell. I think he's gonna grow some balls because he's gonna realize that like he realizes that he's not gonna be able to maintain his own mental health being around this person. I feel like his energy is very emotionally mature. So I just really hope he does realize he doesn't need her. Yeah, I think he will. That's the energy is given. Yeah, living expenses are no joke. Yeah. Kid you not, he left because he was being kicked out of his own home. Wow. That's Looney Tune. Known him for only half a year and he broke down in front of me because of his mom. Oh, that's terrible. That's horrible. Well, like I said, I think that there's a potential for reconciliation. So, but don't put your life on hold. Still date how you want to date. Do whatever you want to do. But he has nice energy. He really does. So I would, I don't advocate for circling back, but I think he would really be a nice potential person if he can finally break away. So, that's crazy. I know. I just hope he gets everything together. Meanwhile, I'ma do me. Exactly. Simple and plain. So, you are the last person on my list. And right now, there's about 10 people in front of you, depending upon who's here and who's not here. So I have Debbie, Yvonne, Purposeful Chaos. You said, wait, there's still me. Yeah, I have you on here, Asia. Okay, Ace, you're further down the list. So Debbie, Yvonne, Purposeful Chaos, Rufina. I don't answer DMs. Okay. Yes, you're still on the list. Okay, so the next people is Rufina, Kendra. If Rufina and Kendra are not here, then Asia, you'll be next. Please hold your question until I call your name, because I'm trying to see who I'm talking to right now. So Rufina, Kendra, Asia. No, Miss J Mama, you're after Asia. Asia, are you still here? Miss Lady, you did miss your name. I can go to you next. Okay. Asia, girl, listen, I've been dealing with some BS. Oh, Lord. TJ and Psychic is just anything Spirit guys want to tell. Okay. Higher Self Spirit, what does Asia need to know? Okay, so Spirit is showing me someone lying in bed crying, just kind of like balled up in the bed all day, and let me know if that resonates. Yeah, you did, Miss Lady. I can go to you next. Thank you for the follow. So let me know, Asia. Mama girl, what you doing? You said I've cried at times, but not being in the bed all day. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure I'm reading your energy. What does Asia need to know? So it's giving the energy of you might be going through an awakening. Have you been feeling like it's almost like a high, feeling like your heart may be racing? It's like anxious. Like just out of sorts. You say yes. Okay. Yeah, I know, Miss Lady. I can go to you after Asia. So yeah, I feel like you are going through an awakening, and so Spirit was saying you need to really get grounded. Do you have grounding sheets on your bed? Because maybe they were showing me you in the bed so you could get grounded. Or you might need to get some grounding sheets. Moochie, okay, I'll put you on the list. Thank you for the finger hearts. You said, no, I don't have those. Okay. So I do feel like you need to get grounded. One way could be getting grounding sheets. I know I bought my grounding sheets from TikTok Shop. It's about 10, 15, maybe 10 people in front of you. Getting grounded, going outside, you know, walking barefoot in the grass. I know it's not always easy if there's dogs everywhere, but you know, leaning up against a tree, sitting up against a tree. If you're indoors, you can focus on, like, pick a color and focus on, like, point out everything that's that color. to try to calm down. Um, I'm not like an advocate of meds or anything like that. I actually don't like it at all, but I've had to use, anxiety medication because I'm getting older and it's hard for me to be in enclosed places, and I have to, go behind. uh I'm not gonna talk about what I do for work, but yeah, I go into very high anxiety type scenarios. So for me at least. So you could also do breathing exercises. Like if you like when you have a really hard cry and then afterwards you like you could do that type of breathing to help with, when you feel yourself getting anxious. I know when I feel myself getting anxious, going outside for a walk is very helpful. So yeah, just get grounded. You're not going crazy. If you're going through an awakening, that means that, you're becoming more aware of your gifts. And so you may be like, your clairaudience is coming on, your claircognizance is coming on, So just, stay focused. When you get downloads, write them down. Don't be out telling everybody, you know, because your downloads are valid. I feel like you're very intuitive. Like you're very clear. But yeah, don't be telling everybody. You said I feel a little crazy. Yeah, it's gonna feel like that. Trust me. I went through a very big awakening. Like big. Big. So I get it. But just being grounded and reminding yourself you're not crazy, you're not going crazy, everything's gonna be okay. Everything works out for me, those type of affirmations will be helpful. And come back and ask me anything you need to. If you're having a tough time and I'm on live, I won't charge you. Just let me know that you're having an awakening, and I told you that you would help me. Um, you know, I told you I would help you. You're welcome. I know it can be rough. I know. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not doing this for a come up because I have a job. But I feel like, spirit thinks it's very important. Okay, Asha, thank you. I'll put you on the list. I hope I said that right. But my spirit team is more focused on helping people, especially going through an awakening or, something really difficult. I don't like doing, like, I'm not, on a day that I'm not doing free questions, I'm definitely not doing no relationship questions. Because that's just, unless it's like a marriage or something like that. But, questions about like why somebody isn't doing this or that, or they, like, I'm not doing those type of questions. I'll do, like if somebody is really struggling financially and they need help, work related stuff or whatever, I'm willing to do that. Okay, Kendra, did you still have a question? Oh no, I said Miss Lady was. I'll go back to Miss Lady. Miss Lady, are you able to type? Okay, hold on, Kendra. Miss Lady, if Miss Lady is still here, I'm gonna do her question right quick. Oh my God. I got some good sleep today and I'm still yawning. Okay, if Miss Lady isn't here, Kendra, what's your question? I don't honestly, I probably should have a routine, but I don't, only because I try to gauge how I feel after work. Like if I was up late the night before and I'm just like, I'll come home at 6 o'clock and get in the bed. Sometimes I don't even eat because I just feel like, not today. All right, so Kendra, go ahead with your question because I don't see Miss Lady. You do? Okay. Okay, Kendra, will love find me? Higher Soul Spirit, what does Kendra need to know about love? What does Kendra need to know? Oh, thank you for helping me get my goal. Thank you for the heart, the finger hearts. Thank you. Okay, JJ, I'm gonna put you on the list. So Kendra, is your energy, I posted a video earlier about the twin flame journey and you should probably go look at that because it feels like you're on a twin flame journey, which means that it's like a series of failed relationships and then it culminates with you getting with your divine life partner. And so unfortunately on that type of journey you have to anticipate that it's not gonna work out a lot of the times. And I'm not saying like put your guard up and sabotage the relationship and wait for the shoe to drop or whatever. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that you have to really detach, and you don't have to do anything. So let me rephrase that. As a collective, it would benefit all of us to detach from outcomes. Because when you have a series of failed relationships, and like I was saying in the video, that it's very emotionally taxing to have to go through that shit over and over again. Like the whole getting to know you phase and excitement, and y'all are, loving each other and spending time together and everything's great. And then the person starts slacking off. Thank you for the heart, me. So, and then they'll do something that will show you that like they're not for your highest and best good. They maybe just focus on smecks and just a bunch of shit. And so that's what be happening, really. You said quite literally a series of failed relationships. I just got dumped again and I'm so tired. Yeah, you said it's so taxing. Oh my God, that literally just happened. Yeah. So look, sis, calm down. Come on, come here. Like, Calm down. Because those are all situations where you have had to like merge your energy with this person, because like how you go through your twin flame journey, how you go through your part of the twin flame journey, it directly heals your inner masculine, and which is simultaneously healing your divine masculine's inner masculine. And so as he's going through relationships with women, he's healing his inner masculine, his inner feminine, which is healing your inner feminine. And that's why it's like a mirror effect or a twin effect, because when you all have been like cross healing each other, plus healing and balancing your masculine feminine within. And so then when you get with your divine life partner, it will be like the completion of your journey. But that's really what the twin flame journey is. And I would say that you are a very high ranking spiritual being, because it's like the twin flame journey is exclusive to like high ranking beings or star beings. So yeah, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith, because literally that has been the story of my life, my entire life. Now, granted, I was with my ex-husband for like 12 years, and I had another subsequent relationship for like 4 years, but still, like it has still been a series of bullshit. You said thank you. It has been so tiring. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I was feeling like I've been feeling like I'm gonna be forever alone. No, absolutely not. Just know that you are not by yourself. It's not all you. Like, yes, when we have any kind of encounter or relationship or whatever, romantic or otherwise, it can show us ourselves, and so it can be a little bit tough to get through some relationships, because the person more than likely is going to mirror us to us, or like whatever that person is dealing with is something that your masculine had to deal with in either the current life or a past life. And so there's so many energetic dynamics going on. And when you're on a twin flame journey, you have to have so many failed relationships, because that's getting you to your ultimate goal, which is your divine life partner. Like all of these people in between beforehand, that was all damn puppy love and child's play. That ain't the real deal. So when somebody leaves and you're able to stand on business and put yourself first and not allow people to circle back and give you the same bullshit and cut stuff off early on, look, that just brings your person in even faster. But you're definitely not going to be forever single. But thank you for trusting me with your energy. And thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Okay, so is Jesus still here? Either Jesus or Miss J Mama. You're welcome, Kendra. Okay, Jesus. How long until I can see my nieces again? Higher Soul Spirit, what does Jesus need to know about being able to see his nieces? My ears started ringing on that one. Stop, mama. So unfortunately, I'm not getting anytime soon. Yeah. So I know that's not what you want to hear, but that's what I was getting. All right, Miss J Mama, what's your question? My boyfriend of 15 years just broke up with me. Is he intimate with one of his close friends? All right, so I'm going to ask Spirit to tell me what they want to tell me about the situation. All right, so Spirit, what does Miss J Mama need to know about her love life? And if you want to include the boyfriend. Oh, they are? Okay. Well, I mean, they probably have to be there for a longer period of time because that's a very delicate situation. So I'm sorry to hear that, and I hope everything is better soon. But I think for their safety, they need to remain there for a decent amount of time. Okay, I'm not sure. Can you tell me can you type your name since I don't know what your screen name means. Okay, Higher Soul Spirit, what does Miss J Mama need to know? Okay, Dina, I'm putting you on the list. So I'm getting the same energy for you. Thank you for the heart. Okay, Christine, I'll put you on the list. I'm getting a similar energy for you of like being on a twin flame journey. And like I'm on a twin flame journey, and I was with my ex-husband for 12 years. So, you can have a long-term relationship on the twin flame journey, but it's not meant to last. And I have been saying that certain people on my twin flame journey could have been potentials, but really they're not potentials. They're a part of the journey for you. In order for you to like blend energies with them so that you can work things out for yourself energetically, but they weren't meant to last. So twin flame basically is like when you have so it's called a twin flame journey. And it basically means that you're going to have a series of failed relationships, whether they're long-term, short-term, marriages, whatever. There's a series of failed relationships until you get to the actual person that you're supposed to be with long-term. And so along the way, we make all of these short-term relationships. We try to turn short-term relationships into long-term situations. So to answer your question, ultimately, no, you will not be alone. But you do have to go through a series of failed relationships before you get to the relationship. And the energy is that even though it was a 15-year relationship, the energy is that it wasn't the greatest relationship. So let me know. Thank you for the rose. It's giving the energy that you were just trying to hold on to it because it was familiar. Will I end up with the same person in the future? So now we getting into additional questions. And that's more like a reconciliation question. I don't answer reconciliation questions, but I will say that as you're on a if you're on a twin flame journey, then the failed relationships are not meant to be revisited. So if it's a bona fide failed relationship and the person wasn't giving you what you wanted out of the relationship, it's not meant to be revisited. So I didn't see if you answered my question, but I was saying that the relationship is not giving the energy that it was even good. You know, it was a long-term relationship, but it's not giving the energy that you were really happy within the relationship. So thank you for trusting me with your energy. Help me help you. Are you still here? You're welcome. Okay, Nika. If Nika's not here, Chosen, you're next. Okay, Nika, what's your question? Can I get the energy on me and Chris, please? Okay. Higher Soul Spirit, what does Nika need to know? What do you want Nika to know about Chris and her love life? So Chris is giving the energy of like he's a nice person, but he may be going through something difficult right now. I don't, just let me know how that resonates. It could be a divorce, it could be a bad breakup, he could be a widow. You say, yeah, he is. Okay, so that's gonna be like the challenge, like knowing that he's a good dude. Can you work with him through that? Oh, it's legal issues. Hold on now. I'm saying he's a good dude, but I mean, is it like criminal? Like, I'm not really laughing at the situation, but like, I'm not going to encourage you to be with a jailbird. He got a lot going on. Okay, well, I think, like, he seems like a good dude, even though he's about that life. I would still say this is really not a good time to be with him having that much going on, especially legally. And, you also want to use your discernment. Like, if he's doing stuff that could possibly get you wrapped up in it and you locked up behind the shit, absolutely not. So, again, like I told another person earlier, I would not stop my life, You said, oh no, never that. Okay, good. I would not stop my life. You know, if you want to date, you just do whatever you want to do, and see how things resolve. But you know, if he's about that life, even if he doesn't have it, if he's not doing anything that could get you included, it could still be like, do you really want to be that girlfriend where he's constantly going back to jail or some shit? Like, you know, those are just all things to consider. But thank you for trusting me with your energy. Okay, Chosen. Now, Chosen, your question looked like it was something I'm not going to answer. Okay. Yeah, because like I don't know. I'll let spirit determine. You're welcome, Nika. Thank you for trusting me with your energy. I'll let spirit determine if they want to talk about it. Higher soul spirit, what does chosen one need to know about her husband? So is given the energy that he plays basketball or is like a musician or like some kind of industry where there's a lot of groupies. Let me know if that resonates. Yeah, it could just be he just works around a bunch of women or something like that. You still here, chosen? If you type something, I can't see it, so you might be filtered. Okay. Child, I was just channeling. I don't even remember what I just said to you. But you say yes. So could you tell me what I just said? So you were answering, you were saying I can see you say yes. Okay, so you were asking about your husband and you were responding yes to the fact that he works around a bunch of groupies, plays basketball, or had groupies. Okay, so that's what you. Okay, so you say yes. So I'm consulting with my higher self. So I was hearing he ain't shit. I really don't like delivering those kinds of messages. That's why I was like debating on, I was talking to my higher self, like, I really don't want to say it like that. And she was like, you need to say it like that. And I was like, you know, it just came, I'm not trying to like play you or be funny or anything like that. But like literally spirit is like, and you know, I feel like that was just really confirmation for you anyway. So, but I hate to deliver those kind of messages. But like I said, you can be on a twin flame journey and still, you could be married and still continue on. You know, like it may still be a series of relationships. You said, thanks, I get it 1,000%. I have a consultation for divorce next Friday. Okay, yeah. That would be the best option because, like I said, I'm on the twin flame journey and I was married for 12 years. And so, I wasn't married for 12 years. They were like, hold up now. I was with him for a total of 12 years. I was married for 4. So, yeah, like, it doesn't have to be the end all be all at all, for sure. You said I've been through so much with him in 3 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, you said he's a musician. Okay. Yeah, it's giving the energy that he just feeds into the groupie shit. And like, it's really sad to me because you're the one he needs in his life. You said, and taxi driver. Yeah. And I mean, I get the struggling musician situation, but I think that because he is a musician, like that's creating an environment where a lot of people are like coming at him. And so, you know, if he likes attention, which is clearly giving that he likes attention, it put that situation puts people in like an ain't shit energy because if they feeding into it. And women are trifling though, because especially if they know somebody is married, that's diabolical. You said every dream I had of him came true, even his deportation. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, honey, you're very tapped in. And that lets me know that you're on a twin flame journey. So, like, it'll just be, you know, depending upon at what point you are on the journey. It could be a couple more, you know, like, not the greatest relationships, but it's all a process. It's all like balancing your energies, building yourself up, like all of that. It's you know, it's a fucked up process. Thank you, Major Ways. I'll put you on the list. It's a fucked up process, but I know that I had to go through it myself in order to be able to talk to other people about it, because it's probably one of the toughest journeys that an energy in a human vessel could endure. No shit. No lie. It is ultimately one of the hardest journeys. So, like, you know, you basically pick your journey when you are in the ethers and you about to incarnate, and you pick the hardest one. You were like, if it was a video game, you'd be like, put me on level 50, coach. Level 50? Oh, okay. Shit. You said, I know, and it got lonely because I'm separated, and it gets lonely because I'm separated. Yeah, thank you for the rose. Yeah, and I mean, honey, look, trust me, I know. I have been pretty much single for 3 years. At least. That's at least. I mean, I've dated, but like I haven't been in an actual serious relationship. So I get it. All right, so the next person on the list is Danny. If Danny's not here, Ace. Oh my God. Excuse me. No, Dina, you're further down on the list. It's Danny, Ace, or Squish. Danny, Ace, or Squish, are you still here? And then after that, we have Autumn or Her. Okay, hold on. No, Her, you'll be next if these other people aren't here. I would say you have like 5 or 6 people in front of you. It just depends on who's here and who's not. Okay, Ace. I'm just calling you Ace. What's your question? And then I'm gonna go to I don't answer after Ace. Oh no, Her is here, right? I'm gonna go to Her and then I don't answer. Ace, you might be getting filters, so just put one word at a time. Okay, what's the energy around Michaela? Okay, so I'm assuming, thank you for the rose, that's somebody you're in a relationship with? Okay. So, Higher Soul Spirit, what's the energy between Ace and Michaela? I feel like the energy is good. It's giving the energy of you just like really truly trying to get to know her as a friend. So let me know if that resonates. Yeah, we've been spending a lot of time together, fill spaces in each other's lives. Okay, that it's a nice energy. Yeah, I like it. Y'all actually might, like, if y'all were on a twin flame journey, like I've been talking about, this would be like the final relationship. So have you been through like a series of failed relationships? Right, I don't answer. For real. I love it. You say yes. The last one was so bad. It started my awakening. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I feel Ace, y'all gonna make it. I'm rooting for y'all. But I mean, if it's a divine union, nothing can stop it. Like nobody can come against it. So, yeah. One time for Ace and Michaela. Okay. I love it. I do. Okay. So her, thank you for trusting me with your energy. Yeah, I like those kind of readings. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. You're welcome. You said Amika, is me and Daryl relationship over? Thank you for the rose. Excuse me. JJ, you have about maybe 5 people in front of you, or 3 people. Well, no, I'm gonna say 5 people. Just depends on who's here. So, what does Amika need to know? What do you want Amika to know about Daryl? Or just love life in general? You said your energy is so calm. Thank you. So you're giving me too much information, her. I don't know if you've been here before, but what you're doing is you're feeding the reader. And so readers who aren't really reading energy like that, they'll make up some shit that sounds good based on all that information you're giving them. And so I just try to encourage people not to give too much information. Okay, it's 11:11. I'm just trying to make sure y'all ain't out here getting scammed. Higher Soul Spirit, what does her need to know about the relationship? I'm not sure why your energy is more challenging to read. I mean, it's typically because my spirit guides are like, we're not diving into that. So I feel like Spirit is saying one of y'all is very heavily protected. And so when you're dealing with someone who's very heavily protected, how you interact with them hits different when it comes to spirit. So I don't know, if you are into spirituality or, thank you for the gifts. But let me know. Oh, thank you, Totally Dimples. I appreciate you. You said I don't think either one of us are. So when I say heavily protected, I mean from like a spiritual standpoint. So there's a lot of people um there's a lot of people that are walking around not knowing who they are. And so I feel like spirit is kind of giving you a heads up, like a warning, like this person is very heavily protected. Typically, when someone is heavily protected, it means they have a high spiritual rank. And so, like, it's given the energy of like maybe you said some things to this person out of anger, or like maybe, to yourself or to other people that they're protecting him from. So, did you get into a lot of arguments with the person? Do you feel like you may have taken it too far with what you said during the argument? You say yes, Friday, it went way too far and parents got involved. Okay. So, yeah, I think that that's really what Spirit is talking about. And so I don't think that the relationship is going to reconcile because of that. Because if that person is very heavily protected, they're gonna be like, mm-mm. But I mean, I think he really likes you, so it may be a situation where he may like circle back or something like that. But ultimately, I don't feel like it's gonna like last. You said I think he don't have a choice but to leave because of his parents. Okay. You said I get it, yes. Okay, so um yeah, I hope that helps you. But this is a lesson for everybody. And this is no shade, this is no judgment, because I have a Mercury in Aries, and so my mouth was like real slick at one point. And I said things to my ex-husband that was like, I mean, it wasn't, I don't want to make myself out to be like just this evil person, because I really wasn't. But I was just at a very bad place in my life, and so the stuff that I was spewed, like if I was mad or whatever, it definitely was not like, some of this shit just wasn't cool. So but we all have to be very cautious about how we speak to people, how we think about people after a big argument or something, because that those thoughts, those words, that energy can translate to spell work against that person. And you know if they're heavily protected, they probably have an instant return to sender. So like literally it bounces right back off of them, with they don't even have any clue as to what's going on. So and it could also just mean that he's being heavily protected by his parents as well. And so yeah, I would just leave that alone. Take a L, and like take the lessons learned to the next relationship. Cause like the stuff that I went through with my ex-husband, I used that as a blueprint for like how I did not want to be going forward in relationships. So I was like, was I too mouthy? Yes. Was I arguing with him in public? Yes. Was I doing this? Yes. Like, so I just checked off boxes like I don't want to be like this. And so I'm not gonna be like this. Um but thank you for trusting me with your energy. I don't I don't answer. What's your question? Lord, now folks want to spam the damn comments. And Roland, now you're going to have to get blocked because you doing the absolute most. Okay, I don't answer. Are you still here? Okay, Crystal, what's the energy with Brady? Moochie, you'll be next. Okay. So, Crystal, what's the energy with Brady and Crystal, her soul spirit? So, is my spirit guys are explaining the energy like, so it's like, this person, I feel like Brady, either one of y'all's energy, is like very emotionally manipulative. So it's like this person will like invite you out on a date. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but it's like this person will invite you out on a date just to pick your outfit apart or some shit. Like it's giving the energy of like trying to break your spirit, or you know, like it happens to very attractive people. Sometimes when people don't feel like they can control someone or control like people being attracted to that person, that their way of controlling a person, fucking with their mind, is like tearing them down, or making them feel like they're not as attractive as they really are. Thank you, Totally Dimples. Yes, thank you all for the likes. I appreciate it. We up to 38K. That's what's up. Let me know I don't answer. Oh my God. You said he and I haven't made anything official. Okay, but did you hear what I was saying about how his energy is reading, or one of y'all's energy is very manipulative emotionally? 6 people major. You say, yeah. So you're saying, yeah, that resonates. You said, I don't know what you mean. So I was explaining it like, you know, for example, this doesn't have to be your exact scenario. You said he tried to flip something around on me earlier. Okay, so yeah, that's the energy. And so that would make him not a good choice. Yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing. If y'all haven't even made it official and he's already trying to flip stuff around on you and play games and you say he deflects, yeah, that's emotionally manipulative. That's actually mentally and emotionally manipulative, and it's a no. So, but thank you for trusting me with your energy. I'm not trying to like just cut you off right quick, but I know people are waiting. So, but you know, it is fucked up. Moochie, are you still here? You're welcome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I love those. Okay, Moochie, I want to know the energy of my husband Alex. If we'll separate from the third, if he'll separate from the third party and come back to me. Okay, because it's your husband, I'm gonna see what spirit wants to delve into, but I'm not gonna guarantee that they're gonna get all into the third party situation. Higher soul spirit, what does Moochie need to know about her husband? So I feel like they're saying like, why, if you know he's been in a third party situation, because it's even given like he had children with somebody. So has he had like children outside of the marriage? You said no, just me. Oh, so you had children outside of marriage or a child? You say yes, and him and I have children together. But I mean, were you cheating when it happens? Because that's the energy is given that somebody was cheating and had a child outside of the marriage. So I'm not talking about children you had before the marriage. You said no, we were separated when I got pregnant. Okay, but you were still technically married. So, but that's so like I'm reading the energy of like you being in a marriage. So, you said we were talking about getting back together while I was pregnant. Okay, so I'm not getting the energy that he's gonna be able to get past that, honestly. Because the fact that that was what they brought up to me to show me as far as what happened, I feel like that's like, even though, and it, you know, it's touchy because like when you're separated, like you're separated, but you know, for men, I think because they like sex means a lot more to them than us, like on an emotional level. Women love it just as much, if not more than men, but I, you know, from a like an energetic, emotional level, I think, so they may not let it be known that they connect to it, but they connect to it. Like they, act like they can like compartmentalize it, but yeah. All right, so Asha or JJ, Moochie, was I finished with your question? Okay, you're welcome. All right, Asha, I think so. I was still rambling. Okay, JJ, what's your question? You said it was a no. Yeah. But definitely, it doesn't mean that you can't have love. I mean, I feel like there is someone that's going to be understanding of your past and not like, but but it has to be a change going forward. No, it will. Yeah, he's not in the energy that he's willing to reconcile. Yeah, he's not in that energy. Okay, JJ, if elevated to the next position, you're welcome. If elevated to the next position in my organization, what will success look like? Okay. Higher self spirit, what will JJ's work success look like? Well, JJ, I think you're definitely going to be very successful because they're showing me like you on private jets and it's giving the energy of like you maybe getting part ownership of something or like starting your own business. So let me know if that resonates. You said I have my own business, but that's not the organization. Well, I'm seeing success either way. I feel like whatever success you're going to have with the organization you work for is going to be connected to your business. So it could be a situation where you meet a potential business partner through that company, or you meet someone who really likes your business concept and would like to like invest in it, or I mean, there's just a lot of different options. Oh, okay, Miss Lady, that's okay. Let me know when you're not driving. But I hope that helps you, and thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right, super conscience. You're welcome, JJ. Okay, Miss Lady, what's your question? Will things work out between Martha? I'm just going to ask about your love life because my spirit guides don't want me asking reconciliation questions if y'all not actively in a relationship. Um, And you're Dina. So Dina, you would be next. Alright, so Spirit, what do you want Miss Lady to know about her love life? And if you want her to know anything about Marcus. So I feel like the energy is that Marcus may, like, you and him may have some unfinished business, but ultimately I don't get the energy that it's going to end up in like a long-term relationship or a marriage. Okay, is that Miss MRZ? How do you say that? Is it Miss T? I'm doing well, thank you. But I got distracted. Sorry, Miss Lady. But it's giving the energy that Lord, I got distracted. Hold on. So I was basically saying that he may end up, like, y'all may end up revisiting, but I don't get the energy that it's going to be a long-term relationship. You said we've had 30 plus years history. Yeah. I don't feel like it's going to end up in a long-term relationship, but I mean, the energy could change. So that's just how the energy is reading. And now when you say 30 plus years history, you don't mean relationship. You just mean like you've known him like maybe since high school or something like that. Dated off and on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's just not feeling like a long-term relationship. But still really good friends. Okay, well that's good. I will say is that, like, for me, it would be hard for me to be friends with somebody I'm attracted to. Like, if the person is gay or damn, I'm just absolutely not attracted to them in any shape, form, or fashion, then I could probably have like a platonic relationship with that person. But if I'm even remotely attracted and like every time I talk to this person or I'm around this person, like I fall deeper in love, like, we can't be friends. It's all or nothing. Because that just breeds grounds for, like, I know that I would be like jealous if the person ended up being with somebody, and then what if it was like successful, like You could be friends with somebody when they in and out of relationships and all of that, and you know, you just kind of like waiting for the person to call you and tell you the relationship is over. But if ultimately that person ends up being with like their person, you want to talk about devastation. So I'm just being honest, you know, for me. That doesn't have, my truth doesn't have to be your truth. But I'm just saying I wouldn't be able to handle it. But thank you for trusting me with your energy. Okay, who did I say was next? Dina? Because I think super conscious isn't here anymore. Okay, what's the energy with you and I'm just gonna say Ab. And what do I need to know? Higher Soul Spirit, what do you want to tell Dina about her love life? So if you were asking about like a reconciliation, I'm getting no for reconciliation because that's the energy is given that you wanted to know if y'all were gonna get back together, and I'm getting a no. So let me know. All right, so Dina, does that resonate at all? Thank you, Major Ways. Okay. I'm not getting the energy of a reconciliation. So like this person is not in the energy of entertaining a relationship. All right. You said, does he have feelings for me? I'm not getting that at all. Were y'all in a relationship at some point or talking at some point? You say yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that like whatever transpired in the relationship, this person is like, no, I'm not entertaining any kind of reconciliation. But thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right, Christina, if not Major Ways, I know I saw you, but thank you for the heart puff. Christina, are you here? Okay, Christina, Christine, what's your question? Okay, are you like talking to Ian or what is because I'm not answering reconciliation questions unless Spirit wants to talk about that. But are y'all together? Oh Lord. What were y'all eating? Hold on, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. Mama, what did you eat? What's that? Hold on, y'all. My baby got an upset stomach. I hate throwing up. Oh my God. No. What the hell y'all eating? My Lord. Oh my God. In here triaging dogs and shit. All right, Christine. So, were you able to answer what I was saying? Y'all are talking. Okay, will Christine and Ian be together in the future? Um, or what does Christine need to know about her love life in general? So I'm getting a no for that. Yeah, it's just giving like kind of weird energy. Do you get a weird vibe from him? Thank you for the heart, me. I'll put you on the list. Tater tot. You said sometimes. It's I look. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to shade you. Look. But there's a lot of DL men out here, and it's giving the energy of like he likes booty stuff. So, like, it's given that he will do stuff like that with women because he's trying to like minimize the time with men. But have you ever gotten that kind of vibe? You don't have to have gotten that kind of vibe because some people mask it really well. But just let me know if that resonates at all. Trust me, I've run up on somebody like that now. And I was looking at them all kinds of sideways because I was just like, you said that's interesting because no. Yeah, I would say take that with a grain of salt then. Cause I don't know if I'm reading the energy properly. You said he's a child, them be the worst ones, honey. Those be the Christians. Those be the worst ones. Because see, the thing is that being a Christian, it's technically like depending upon what kind of church you go to or what kind of family you're from, it is an abomination for people to have same-sex relationships. So like that would make all the sense in the world then if he's on the DL, because he's never gonna like expose that part of his life. You said yes, and we've talked about that. Okay. So yeah, I would just tell you to proceed with caution, you know. Just proceed with caution because a lot of these men be looking for lavender wives. Come on, ma'am. Meaning they just want to cover up. You probably know what that means. You're welcome. So, yeah. Keep your eyes and ears open, child. All right. Major ways. I just get uncomfortable. Maybe I don't know. I get uncomfortable with men like that area. Like, I don't know. And there's levels to it. I don't want to get too graphic on here, but you know, there's levels to it now. But no, not yet. Is Major Ways still here? If not, if Major Ways isn't here, I'm gonna move on to Tater Tot. Is it Carrie? Carly, did you send a heart me? Okay, Major Ways, what's your question? Oh, thank you for the gifts. Amber, thank you for the gifts. So, Major Ways is first. Did you put your question up? Okay, Major Ways, I think you're getting filtered, so just put one word at a time. Okay, what's the energy? So the heart me is up at the top next to my name. Okay, what's the energy between Major Ways and Andre? Higher Soul Spirit, what's the energy between Major Ways and Andre? So you may not have any idea about this, but if it's given the energy that Andre's dealing with someone long distance, and so he wants someone locally to be like a situationship. That's the energy that I'm getting. Okay, Carly, I'll put you on the list. So let me know if you even know this person well enough. You said got it. Okay. Does that make sense? You said absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that helps you. Hey, cut it out. Okay. So the next person is Major Ways. No, Tater Tot. Sorry, I just did Major Ways. Tater Tot. Okay, Tater Tot, what's your question? Okay, Carly, hold your question until I finish dealing with Tater Tot. But if you're not in a relationship, I don't do those types of questions, but I can just ask in general what Spirit wants you to know about your love life. Okay, what's my energy in life and love? Everything seems confusing. Higher Soul Spirit, what does Tater Tot need to know about love? So Tater Tot, this is no shade, but I'm just gonna talk to you the way Spirit is talking about it. The energy is that you like lead with your body, your looks, your like, so basically it's kind of like you going into relationships relying on your looks to sustain the relationship versus like the character part. Let me know if that resonates at all. You said never. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that might not be your energy. They might not want me to read your energy. Well, let me just see if there's something else. So it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly like that, but if you feel like you don't have the personality to sustain a relationship, or you feel like you're not good enough, or like it's given the energy of like you just don't feel like you're equipped to sustain or like maintain a relationship. So maybe that explains it a little better, and you can let me know if that resonates. If that doesn't resonate, Spirit doesn't want me to read your energy. You said no, I just left a long-term thing. Okay. Well, maybe, is this his energy, or whoever you were with, is that their energy? It's just giving like really superficial energy. And I mean, this maybe not, it's not your energy. You said could be, yes. Okay. Well, if that's his energy, then it's definitely like, I would definitely say no. You said he cheated a lot. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because if he's just like capitalizing off of his looks, nah, that's not okay. But yeah, if he cheated a lot, so what happens energetically and emotionally is that when somebody cheats on you a lot, then that becomes like a subconscious belief that you have about yourself. So you may not be consciously aware that that's the programming that you're operating on, but if you don't feel like you have what it takes to keep somebody from cheating, or have what it takes to sustain a relationship, it's given the energy of like a lot of self-criticism based on how he has cheated on you a lot. So I guess I was reading like a blend of both of your energies, because I was talking about like leading with the body, leading with the looks, and that was his energy. But at the same time, then I was also talking about like not feeling good enough for a relationship. And so like that's how his behavior is transferring to you energetically and subconsciously. But thank you for trusting me with your energy. All right, is Steph Hope here still? You're welcome. Let me know if Steph Hope is here. Excuse me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that in public. All right, Carly, are you here? Steph Hope or Carly? Okay, Carly, what's your question? Thank you for the likes. Will Carly and Damien get back together? Things work out. So I really don't answer those types of questions. Because the reason is because people do spell work or love spells on people, and then they try to come and get a free question to see if I can pick up on the bullshit. To see if the person you know, if the spell work hit or whatever. But I can generally ask them about what you need to know about your love life, and if they decide to give you information on Damien, then I will give you that information. I didn't say you did. Definitely didn't say you did. Okay, well, I'm gonna move on because I don't like how you came at me just then. Because that's absolutely not what I said. So, if anybody else has a question, let me know. If not, I may do a little bit of a collective. All right. All right, Christopher, I'm going to have you as the last person for the free reading. And what's your question? I wasn't saying, you said that I was just letting you know. I wasn't trying to come off rude. Okay, because it definitely did. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I was just explaining to you why I don't answer those types of questions, because in the past, people have come to me to get those questions answered, and my spirit guides were like, nah, we're not doing that. Down. Okay, will the bank honor my claim? Higher Soul Spirit, will the bank honor Christopher's claim? So it's given the energy of like it has to go through multiple channels, like almost kind of like an investigation. So I'm not getting the energy of the 18th. I'm also really not getting the energy that they're gonna honor it after they investigate it. I know that's not what you want to hear. And this doesn't have to be the exact scenario, but it's given like someone, like you maybe disputed something and then someone provides documentation or whatever, and whatever the documentation is, I feel like they may not honor it. Excuse me. They're doing an investigation. I was given a date of the 19th. Okay. So I mean, it may still be the 19th. They may have to extend it. But I don't feel like they're gonna honor it though. I hate to give that message, but I don't want to mislead you. So I mean, that's just how the energy is reading for me right now. The energy could change. So all of this stuff is for entertainment and educational purposes. So yeah. All right, so I'm ending the portion with the free questions. Higher self spirit, what does the collective need to know? Higher soul spirit, what does the collective need to know? So I feel like this is the energy of someone who is like, it's really giving the energy of like a feminine that's really trying to not only take money from a person, from a masculine, but also destroy their life. Like, this person is beyond savage. So when I talk about being savage, like, my version of savage would be just cutting shit off early, like not allowing people to play me and damn take advantage, take me for granted, just cutting people off real easily. Like, that's my version of savage. Like, recognizing a problem and cutting it off right then and there. But this type of savagery, like, you would think that this person has some kind of vendetta out. Like, that's some real crazy shit. Like, when you just set out to destroy somebody's life and take their money, like, she's out here trying to bankrupt somebody and destroy their life. Like, that's diabolical. And it's giving the energy that it's like just because she's had bad relationships. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, we got poverty. Like, she's trying to put this person straight up in poverty. And I mean, I guess this could be a masculine. Yeah, I feel like it's a feminine because we had this card come out. Like, she's basically pretending to be in love with somebody because she knows, like, even if the person may not have a lot of money right now, they know that this person is going to be successful one day. And so, but this person that she's fucking with is very heavily protected, and she gonna fuck around and find out. I can tell you that. Yeah, out here doing all kinds of destructive magic. And see, what happens is when you wish someone, when you wish death upon someone, or you're just out for vengeance, like you have a vendetta against all men, so you decide to pick this really nice person to try to destroy. That shit, and like I said, heavily protected. I got your payment, SOP. Heavily protected person, you gon' that shit's coming right back to you. So keep on. Spirit say you better think again. Think again. Cause every time this person, what's gonna end up happening is every time this person does something to this masculine, like switches up on him, tries to do something that will destroy like him emotionally and or mentally and financially, that person's just gonna level up. So like the more she tries to destroy him financially, the more he's gonna level up. So that shit is backfiring in a major way. Okay, Ace, what kind of reading did you want? Down, mama. I love you. Okay, Ace, you might have to put one word at a time if you can be a filter. I love you, boogie boogie. Okay, in general, what's going on in my energy and what can I do better in my alignment? Okay. Alright, so Spirit, what does Ace need to know? So Ace, what was I telling you before? I forgot what I had channeled for you earlier. But I'm getting the energy of like you've done a lot of healing work. I was getting you've handled the obstacles well. You've healed enough so that you don't have to struggle anymore. It's almost giving the energy that you're on a twin flame journey, the divine. Oh, Michaela. Okay, so I'm picking up the same energy. Okay. So yeah. So are you a creative? Are you or Michaela a creative? Like with your hands, like an artist or something like that? What are you doing? What was that? Were you talking? You said I'm creative in the process of launching my brand. Okay. Um so I definitely feel like that's gonna be successful since they brought that up. Like I was saying earlier, is given twin flame journey and like this is the person that you'll ultimately be with. Higher self spirit, what else did you need? Does he need to know? Or are you a woman? Are you a woman or a man? I can't tell by your energy. It feels masculine, but I don't want to offend anybody. Okay, man. Okay. Um, what else does Ace need to know? Oh, that makes sense. My bad. Like you did say Michaela. But then again, I mean, you could have been a woman too. But anyway, okay, you did say Michaela. And I keep talking about twin flames. So twin flames are masculine and feminine. They're not same sex relationships. So let me get all my thoughts together. Okay. Um So I don't know what your knowledge is about or your knowledge level about twin flame journeys is. But I do have a video on my page pretty close to the top because I just posted it today. But basically a twin flame journey means that you have been on your own path through relationships. She's been on her own path through relationships. In the process, you have been working on balancing your individual masculine and feminine, but also too like your interactions with the women that you've interacted with has healed her, and her interactions with the men she has interacted with has healed you in the process. So um it tends to be unions. Well, I mean, they are unions between very high ranking spiritual beings. And they, you typically have a very big purpose. So, like, whatever you do creatively, it's going to be tied to like a much bigger purpose that's going to impact the world, actually. So when two people that have been on like independent healing journeys come together after going through everything that they went through, you come together and you merge as one to be like exemplary relationship to help heal the masculine and feminine relationships in the planet, or the masculine and feminine energies of the planet. You said that's a heavy feeling I've always had. Okay. Yeah, so like I'm not trying to like overwhelm you with information, but it's a very, like, the two of you have a joint mission. So you have individual missions and then a joint mission. And so yeah, like I said, you'll be like, the two of you will be, and this is like no pressure for you all to have a perfect relationship, or, because I mean, when people talk about like being an exemplary relationship for the masses, it can put a lot of pressure on you to like try to be perfect, um, you know, like feel locked into the relationship or whatever. But I feel like, you know, the energy is that when you get with this person, it's going to make all, like, everything about life is going to make sense to you. So all the things you went through, all the experiences you had, all the healing that you had to do, it's all going to like culminate with this relationship. So good job. I'm proud of you. Good job. Love to see it. Was there any other specific question that you had that's related to the reading? I feel like I'm being pushed to start the business ASAP because work gives me anxiety. Okay, yeah, I think that you should then, for sure. Because like, as a creative, you don't want to be constantly in a state of anxiety, because it does, like, it's like having a tense muscle that needs to be worked out. Like, if you stay balled up in your energy and anxious a lot, um that's going to impact you being able to just be free and creative. um I don't feel like it hinders your creativity at all. What that, like, the energy is that like whatever you do, you're very skilled at it. It is very like a distinct kind of gift from the average person. You said, I currently cut my whole family off because I feel as if my stepmom is putting stuff on us. Let me see. Higher self spirit. What does he need to know about his stepmother? So when you say putting stuff on you, what does that mean? Like hexing, cursing, like that type of thing? Spiritually? So I don't think that she knows how to do any of that, but I think that she definitely has negative thoughts about you. Um, because the energy is just that, like I was talking about earlier, you can speak things out of your mouth, you can think things about people, and that energy will translate into spell work. Like, it energetically, it'll translate to like, oh, like I'm being attacked. Like, that's how it translates energetically. But I don't get the energy that she like has any real skill. So like, even if she thinks she's a kitchen witch or some shit, like, is zero skills. You said every plan I've told her just goes to crap. Well, yeah, definitely need to stop talking to her about it though. Um I would say no, just by virtue of like the way that she deals with you. And like if she really loved your dad, then I feel like she would be treating your children or treating your dad's children the way she loves him. Um and so it's giving the energy of like, like just being together out of convenience because it was like a long-term relationship, but that doesn't mean that it's a good relationship. So she loves his pockets. Like, yeah. And see, that's terrible. So yeah, I mean, if you know that, then she's definitely just using him, and she's just like, and if she feels like you all are like costing him money or something, I'm not saying that this is the scenario, but if her perception of like her allowance or whatever being reduced because your father is helping you all out, like she's really on some bullshit. So I'm gonna pull a couple of cards for you. But yeah, it's definitely giving some BS. You said that was enlightening. I'm glad it helped you. I'm gonna pull a couple cards for you. But I will say, just be prepared that the relationship that you're developing with Michaela could be kind of scary at times. Because it's basically like you have to, like, now that all of that, like the first leg of your twin flame journey, all of that like trauma and heartbreak and pain and relationships of all kinds, like now that that's over with and you can get to the good part, even though like you can tell it's different and you can feel like you're in the better half of your life this lifetime, it still can be kind of unnerving because you're having to like reprogram your mind to the idea that you can actually have the relationship that you want. You can actually have the success that you want and the money that you want. You can have, basically whatever it is that you desire. Because like I said, when you're here for a big mission and purpose and you're merging with your divine life partner to fulfill, like hell, it could be prophecies. Like I'm hearing fulfilling a prophecy. So that when you have a situation like that, the divine pours out onto those relationships. Because like I've been talking about how the divine is going to have to rebuild the country, the United States specifically. I mean, the world is going to have to be rebuilt, but the United States, there's something about the United States where it's going to really like, it's giving the energy of like a fallen empire that has to be rebuilt. You said very much so, being vulnerable and open to love. Right. Absolutely. All right, Spirit, can we get some confirmation for Ace or anything else additional he needs to know? Yep. And when I said the country's gonna have to be rebuilt, and we have the Judgment card coming out. And so, like I was saying, these divine unions. So these divine unions are basically representations of the masculine and feminine of source. And these are like very ancient energies who have reincarnated, because we're basically in the book of Revelation. Like, we're in the end times, literally. And so the final judgment is being called on the planet. And there has to be, like, because relationships of all kinds is basically the crux of the issue here that we have, like, globally, like the breakdown of the family, domestic violence, mental illness, men just, like, sex trafficking, there's a lot of, like, imbalanced relationships, because you have, like, men taking advantage of women, and just, like, all kinds of stuff. You said, oh yes, I heard that. Yeah. So like, everything energetically has to be rebuilt or reestablished by the original beings that were in the planet. And so it's clear to me that both you and your person were, like, very important people in past lifetimes. So, like, it's giving, rulers of empires and stuff like that. And when you carry that type of energy, you're going to have a really big role in reestablishing the planet. You said it's a powerhouse. Yeah. So this is like you coming out of this energy of, like, just kind of being honest with yourself about all the things that you went through. And this is, like, more representation of the twin flame journey. And wands is fire energy. So, like, just being beat up by love and relationships. But we have the Four of Wands, which is, like, balance and marriage, celebration, and success. So the two of you individually and collectively will see a lot of success and have a very successful relationship. Yeah, I feel like this is the last new beginning for the two of you. Like I said earlier, like, you're not gonna need anyone else. And then just coming out of illusions and fear. Yeah. So that's, like I talked about, releasing fear around the relationship and, like, not letting it, cause so much fear that it tries to deter you. But I will say, with these type of relationships, when the divine is bringing two people together, it's not a regular, ordinary relationship. And I hate to put it like that, but, like, this is some next level shit. And when the divine puts it together, like, there's no spell work, there's no energy, there's no entity, there's no person, there's no nothing that can interfere with these two people coming together and being successful. So, yeah. So, it gives the energy of, like, the two of you just really having a very passionate, loving relationship. And it's gonna be like full of fun, laughter, success, luxury, you know, all of that. It's just gonna be really fun. Like, just imagine all the hell you had to go through. Yeah, just imagine all the hell you had to go through, just totally flipping to the good side. Like, nothing but up from here. That's that good energy right there. That's what we all, that's the goal right there. That is truly the goal. Okay? That's what we all striving for out here. But yes, believe that you're worthy of it. Believe that you've done the work and that you are deserving, and the divine just wants to bless you. So yeah, and bless your union. It's gonna be real nice. But thank you for trusting me with your energy, and thank you for supporting my business. I love. So you're welcome. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm a little tired. I gotta get up early so I can get my hair done. I gotta try to get these damn nails taken off so I can be free for a little bit while my nail lady is in Vietnam for the next 6 weeks. So yeah, we got a full day tomorrow. All right, see y'all later. Thank you for 44K likes. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the shares and the likes and the reposts and everything. Good night. Oh shoot, I ain't mean to do that.